All right, welcome back to the Game Beloved YouTube channel. Today we have a treat especial. A rescue mission was performed, and we were able to save this mid-1970s champ from just going in a dumpster pretty much. I had a gentleman come into my work, and he brought in a bunch of stuff to sell. We didn't want a lot of it. It was really old, pretty run down, and I was kind of helping him carry stuff back out to his car, and he's like, well, I got one more thing. I was like, okay, what is it? He's like, I got this champ here. I was like, oh, sweet. Why didn't you mention that before? Like, we totally would be interested in an old school champ. He's like, well, it doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? It doesn't turn on. Okay. Next question out of his mouth was, what do you give me for it? What? It doesn't work. All right, first he hit me with an offer of $60. I was like, well, it's not in working condition. I didn't know if it was the original speaker. So I was like, maybe, how about $40? Came to agreement at $40. I went in and borrowed $40 cash from my manager because I had no time to run to the ATM, and I generally don't carry a lot of cash on me. So I was able to save this amp. Freaking save the amp. Save the amp, y'all. It was freaking great. I was super stoked to be able to have the option to do this. Same gentleman that fixed my PV Classic 50. The 410 version, like way old school video. Might bring that back and do a shoot out of, this work. He took some pictures. Hopefully I'll be able to get those pictures to kind of see what the circuit board was in condition like when he got it. Did a full cap change. Rectifier tube is original. Power tube and preamp tube have been changed. But he played with a whole bunch of different ones from his collection. He was nice enough to give me one of his personal tubes. And I plugged it in at work for 30 seconds, maybe a minute, just to make sure, yep, all the knobs work, everything works after he brought it back to me. And now is where I have time to actually mess around with it. So we're going to throw some effects through it, see how it sounds, and see how this old girl is brought back to the 21st century. There's been a couple modifications too, and I'll highlight those in just a few. All right, thanks for coming along. Let's go. All righty, let's just do a sound check here. Mute the lav. It's pretty clean so far. This is within the first 4 or 5 minutes with the amp. Just feeling it out. With a very familiar riff. That's meant to be played clean. So that's why I chose this riff. It's meant to have reverb, but didn't have time to put one on the board. But delay comes in later. Now everything just dry. The mic, the amp, and the guitar. And what I can do with my fingers. Oh, the realization is just amazing. I'm having a great time bonding with this amp. Once again, a new mic to me in this situation. I'm usually using an SM57 and a Royer 121. So as SM81, I'm still filling out the mic and the amp. But it's still a good representation of what I hear in the room. So I have the EQ on with a good mids boost, rolled off the highs, rolled off the lows, and the chorus. I use the tap tempo on the chorus to match my tempo and the cadence. All right, shout out to Tyler. Good job, dude. Good job. This sounds freaking awesome. Today we switched up from the Royer 121 and 57. We switched up to an SM81 because I had one on hand. I wanted to see how it sounded. This amp is pretty darn quiet. It's definitely like studio bedroom level. I mean, I guess you could play gigs with it. I'm using your mic up, so it's fine. But yeah, so we got it about that far, 6 inches maybe 8 from the speaker, and kind of following the speaker angle just slightly. It's not quite dead on, not quite offset. It's kind of like right in the middle. It's just I found the spot where it sounded really close to in the room. So anytime that I'm dialing this stuff for you guys, my intention is to make it sound as close to in the room as possible. Obviously, there's been a couple really good videos lately about miking stuff versus what you hear in the room. All I can do is do my best to convey it across from my ears listening in headphones to what's coming across, and then in post I might tweak a little bit of EQ to make it a little bit more what I remember in the room. I try not to though. I haven't yet. I haven't had to EQ anything in post except for my voice because sometimes I'm scratchy as hell. But other than that, you know, no big deal, y'all. No big deal. So once again, thanks, Tyler. Good job. We're going to get back after it, throw a couple more effects, and maybe kick on a drive and see how it sounds with a little bit of a tube screamer. I got all the tube screamers on the Bonsai right here. Bonsai. Cool. All right. Let's play with some drives now. Oh, that's a little bit hot. Let's turn that down. Okay, finding the balance. Position is much better. I really should use some metronome. Sometimes I'm a slacker and I just want to have fun geeking out with gear. Just bringing you guys along. Hopefully enjoying the ride. Okay, so missing the handle on the top, no big deal. No big deal. Telex is in pretty bad shape, but who cares? So, boom. So biggest thing in here is we have 1/4-inch jack instead of an RCA. It was an RCA, and then new speaker, and then new tube, original tube. So yeah. And then it's got a 3-prong, big old fat freaking cable on it. I might change that out. It's just not quite as clean as I want. Not quite as clean as I want. Yeah, not quite as clean as I want. It's okay. It's okay. For what I paid for this thing, good investment. I dig it. I don't know how long it's going to stay around. I might end up selling it, but at least we rescued it from going to a landfill or just sitting in somebody's freaking random collection, just sitting there collecting dust. At least it can be used for whoever chooses to use it from now on. All right, sweet. Yeah, one more sick pan shot. Oh, sick pan shot. Oh, sick pan shot. Dang, y'all. Doesn't that look good? Shoot. All right, thanks so much for stopping by today. Kind of final thoughts. I am a big fan of this amp. Big fan. And Tyler, you did a great job, man. We'll see how long it stays around as part of the collection. Who knows? I might get bored of it. I might find something else I want to trade it for. That happens more than I am willing to admit, actually. I buy a lot of stuff. I also trade a lot of stuff. But most of the stuff I find is used, maybe in disrepair. I've done this several times with several different amps and guitars. Fix them up, get them back up and running. It's really fun for me. I just didn't have time to do all the caps and soldering, so I had that really cool dude switch it up. All right, thanks so much for stopping by. Hopefully you had a blast. I'm really enjoying this amp, and we'll keep on using it, mix it, sprinkle it in here or there, maybe have it for when other players come over to do some jamming. We'll go from there, you know. Thanks for coming by. Peace.
No, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I gotta
redo outro for realsies. For realsies.
I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch. Always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy. It was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized. We out here making posters and we ain't got nothing to hide. We move forward.